Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of BrobusCast. I am your very drained host, BrobusCast, and with me today is ZDogg.
I'm the host of this podcast now, you damn nerds. Move out of the way.
And we have Richard.
Lifeform data successfully not copied? Damn it.
Damn. That sucks.
It does.
And I'm sure you just heard their voice. We have a special guest today. I'm sorry. I said it before we started recording. Literally just before we started recording. I am working off of I just did a session today, and I'm working off of the mental capacity of a AA battery. So before that battery dies, we need to get right into it. So joining us, it's Koto, our resident weeb. I'm just gonna be blunt about it.
Not Ron, but every woman I meet tries to murder me. Everybody's after my chainsaw heart. What about Koto's heart? Does anyone want that?
That was good. That's
like
automatically the best intro.
There you go. All right. So we have some stuff to talk about, don't we?
Yes, we
Yes,
do.
we have the stuff.
Yeah. I'm excited.
We have lots of the stuff.
Hold up, my partner is threatening to put me to space. Sorry.
Tell him to fuck off right now. We're busy, damn it.
Yeah, we're busy.
I say that, I die.
Well, that sucks. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So a death battle happened.
Yeah, a death battle did happen.
That it did. I'd argue a very good one.
I'd argue a great one.
Yeah.
I would also.
I'd argue
a
a contender for my top 10.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would
Serious, by the
argue harder for a strong contender for my top 3 2026 ranking, and it's only the second episode.
It's number 1 for my 2026 ranking so far, so don't worry.
It's still
I was gonna
the
say we're
second
not-
one.
Yeah, still only we literally have 10 more episodes to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's good signs for this one, I'd say. So.
Yeah. I mean, if you couldn't tell, the obvious, So, Cell done lost.
Well, okay. I mean, okay.
Well,
It's Cell vs. Metal Sonic, just for the record. We didn't actually say
gonna
what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, it's Death Battle CD.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Thank you, Bill. But yeah.
Yes,
It's out
Cell
this
versus Metal happened.
It did happen.
Hmm
Gotta say, it was Metal as Cell.
Ha 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 ha. Anyway,
I agree.
Did we call it, or did we call it? In
I mean,
many
yeah.
ways in many more ways than one.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like one way was easier to call than the other. That being, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because
I think just right off, props to BrobusCast for once again doing a killer job repping metal, and actually felt like, man, my character somewhat stood a chance compared to the last character I repped. I got not one, but 2 categories right.
There you go.
And hey, I got a whole ass dub. Let's go! I finally got one.
You finally got one. Let's go.
It's literally that scene from Megamind. It's like, I did it.
Yeah.
He did it.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. To be fair, this conclusion was kind of something that you could see from a mile away. But that being said, I'm surprised with how they took it, like the direction it went. Yeah.
How so?
I guess I was honestly expecting this to go more so. I guess I was like, excuse me, having trouble talking. I was expecting this to go more in Metal's favor than Cell's because realistically I could have seen Cell just taking one category, which was the obvious speed one. Put a pin in that, but either way, I didn't expect it to actually be close in the beginning portion, because again, it was more okay. Well, Metal took this, Cell took that. They both tie in this, and it ultimately was the final category that was the deciding factor. That caught me off guard.
Yeah.
To be fair, for that category, the category basically was saying because as Metal has this category or by a landslide, Metal could basically takes all of Cell's advantages for himself or equals out in them anyways, making the set have that of the advantages he does have that much bigger.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I'd argue speed didn't even matter if it was that close without multipliers, because they argued, oh, Metal can just copy Cell's multipliers anyways and apply them to himself.
Yeah.
Plus, he has time stop. So, like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, time stop. Like we said last time, it's up to prove just time stops his bitch in this fight.
Yeah. I do want to say, we had a discussion about the categories last episode, and I kind of want to restate them here, because once again, I feel like people are misunderstanding the point of the categories. Like, okay, sure. Last time it was Ichigo took almost every category except one. It's like it was almost a clean sweep. Therefore, it's one of the biggest stomps in death metal history. This time, it's like okay. So Metal takes one category, loses another, ties another, and it's like, okay, this is actually getting like close. We're getting like, we have like a debatable match here, and that's not the point of the categories is to present their argument, which they make the same way anyway, just in a more like structured and entertaining way.
Yeah, it's a way that's easier for people who aren't knee deep in this community to digest it, which is something we've been proving recently with some of our more recent reactions. And right, Z?
Exactly. Indeed, we have.
But like, I know people commented about like, why are abilities and adaptation two different categories? And it's like, well, I don't know. I kind of think it's more interesting that way. Like going into all of their abilities with that, because like the main thing that both these guys are known for is that they're copycats, basically. They're rip-offs.
They're fakers.
They're fakers, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
So I don't know, kind of dedicating that to its whole category, I think is kind of interesting, especially if like outside of that, all their other abilities kind of match each other pretty well. It's like, okay, so it's ultimately it just is like, yes, their adaptation, they're copying, that is an ability, so therefore it should be under abilities, but it's not because that's boring.
Exactly. It's always interesting to dedicate it to its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very much a case-by-case thing, whether you like it or not, but it has the vibes of, like, how the Versus community with the Versus edits really took off and did these categories. Except actually explaining them rather than just giving the number to someone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's like also commenting about, you brought it up earlier, but the time stop and countering Cell's speed advantage, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, Cell is still faster. Like, time stop or no. Yep. So it's like, that doesn't, like, it counters, like, they say it counters that advantage. It doesn't flip it on its head and give it now to Metal.
No.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Otherwise, like, every time stop character ever would have the speed advantage in a death battle. It's like, that's not how this works. Otherwise, freaking Hit is the fastest character in Dragon Ball.
Not exactly true, because we know the whole thing with Dragon Ball being, if you're strong enough, you can just break out of any hacks.
Right. No, this is true, but we did bring that up last time.
Like, speed.
Yeah.
Yes, particularly speed, because we did bring that up last time, and that kind of goes back to what I said and how I kind of accidentally predicted Cell taking the speed category. Cell being, I guess, quantifiably the fastest was something that, okay, it's definitely something that I think I find evidence that it is true. However, ultimately, when it comes to the time stop, that's kind of a big counter to Cell taking the speed advantage in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I just want to note, Dragon Ball cosmology be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because I don't think anyone I knew was predicting Cell would be faster.
Nope.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that way until the freaking C1 block came
out,
honestly,
Yeah.
Okay. So, unpinning what I just said earlier, I did see a lot of Sonic fans, especially when I did a reaction with my group of friends at the Methley crew. One of my friends did take issue with Cell taking the speed advantage because, and this goes into Sonic fans believing that Sonic or Sonic adjacent characters should get infinite speeds, and the speed debate is really something that should be a no-brainer.
They did say in the corner box that they both have equally viable infinite/limitless speed arguments, so they just decided to keep it to the number or speed because the gap wasn't that far away anyways.
It's also just like, I think they addressed this on either like Champions Cast or Fireside, I forget, but generally, well, for one, generally going into like immeasurable stuff is like, if you don't need to do it, it kind of gets dull after a while.
It's true.
So when everyone's super, no one will be.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is true.
So it's like,
I love quoting that. In our versus discussion, but yeah, go on. Sorry.
But it's like, so if they don't have to do it, and in this case they don't, because they would just cancel each other. Like Metal has those arguments, Cell apparently has them too. So at that point they just cancel out, and at that point you're basically like, you're losing an advantage for Cell, and like, I know some people are gonna be like, yeah, what's the problem? And I'm like, okay, if you don't understand the problem, then You need to get off your agenda, okay? And this is a Sonic fan telling you this.
It's true. It's
funny we talk about agenda in this podcast.
Oh, gosh.
Anyways.
Well. Anyway.
Yeah. So it's like they didn't need to do it. It makes it, like I said earlier, it also just makes it more interesting. It's really not that big of a deal. It's funny. I remember when the episode came out, and a bunch of Sonic fans were talking about, Metal losing the speed advantage, and it's like, I remember, I think it was Ultra posted that meme from SpongeBob with like that Fat Patrick. It's like you took
you took my one advantage. Now I'm gonna starve.
Yeah, exactly that.
I also love when people use that in versus.
Yes.
God.
It's like,
let's agree that Patrick is Metal both in terms of both debate and in death battle appearances.
I mean, okay, I guess to play devil's advocate, like a Sonic character losing the speed advantage is really freaking weird.
It is.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Like I'm not gonna pretend, especially since Cell, like, I mean, Dragon Ball is fast, but they're not really like speed isn't exactly what they're known for. Like Sonic is the speed guy. He's basically like the Flash.
Yeah, so it's weird when someone brings up, the Dragon Ball is known for its power. Sonic is known for its speed. What do you mean the Sonic character is stronger, but the Dragon Ball character's faster?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm as a Dragon Ball fan, I have come to the conclusion, and I will say it at the highest peak. Dragon Ball characters are not as fast as you think they are. I mean, they're fast. Like, obviously, they're quintillions of times the speed of light, with boost and buffs and stats and all that. But realistically, I feel like Sonic and other universes that go up against them, they just automatically take the speed advantage by default because they have done crazier speed feats than the Dragon Ball one. And there was something that was mentioned, interestingly, that fits the topic at hand in Silver versus Trunks, where by the definition of the nature of Dragon Ball, the characters in the Dragon Ball universe that can reach that quintillion mark of speed calcs, there is a limit to that. So they definitely do cap out very, very early, and they can't go any faster.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in regard to Sonic, we don't have that limit or count. The highest speed feats we have for them are just the fastest ones we've seen.
Yeah.
Because the big thing of the series is we don't know Sonic and Ko's limit for speed. So when you actually put the numbers of what we can calculate, it might be smaller numbers than expected. That's just because we haven't seen that upper echelon limit.
Yeah, it's kind of a cop-out, but like the Sonic character speed's limit is basically whatever the plot demands at that time. Like sometimes, like on a more typical occasion, they typically cap out around like the speed of sound. That's kind of their whole point. That's like the whole thing. Sometimes sometimes they're doing stuff like in Sonic CD that like going through time rings that require them to go faster than light. Sometimes they're immeasurable for no particular reason, and sometimes Sonic can't outrun the event horizon of a black hole. It's just...
And sometimes Sonic can outrun Reverse Flash.
Yeah, so it's like...
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up just for the sake of it, because that's...
I think
in terms of recent times, that's one of his craziest... What? Like, even if you aren't Versus Brain,
right.
The fact that he blitzed him to such a degree, he didn't even notice the emerald was taken from him. I think it's
absurd.
Guys.
I guess to wrap up our discussion on this, I can't talk. To wrap it up, I was just surprised that they ended up giving Cell the speed category win to close the gap a little bit more, for this to realistically be a situation where, I mean, if you just wanted to have Cell beat Metal, like in the preliminary terms of, okay, obviously Cell would beat base Metal, he would beat regular Neo Metal by just blitzing him, and his abilities edging out Metal's own abilities, despite the fact that Metal does have the time stop and chaos control. If you really wanted to have Cell just hypothetically win off of those terms, then I understand why they came to that conclusion, because again, they did mention that this isn't a complete stomp. There are scenarios where, based off of these two categories, Cell can win. It's just the adaptation factor and the strength factor are just too large.
He just has to beat him down before he can and get a chance to stop time or scan biodata.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's a Dragon Ball villain.
Or you could just stat stomp him anyway. Because I really did need to preface. Metal doesn't copy stats. So like if Cell was like orders of magnitude stronger and faster than Metal, even with like Super Neo Metal Sonic and whatever, copying biodata is really only gonna do so much.
Yeah, it just copies abilities, which sure would give him access to Super Saiyan in transformations and Zenkai boosts, but that only does so much for so long.
Yeah,
it's even a thing in Dragon Ball where they make it clear they can't just spam Zenkai boosts, because Zenkai boosts get weaker the more times they're used in succession.
Yeah, but fortunately for Metal, he didn't. So, So yeah.
We've been talking so much on Metal and Cell stats and the results. We haven't even begun to talk about how phenomenal the analysis for both were written.
And, that's a great segue, actually.
There you go.
And because, oh my god.
These are really good analyses. My goodness, like from the beginning, I will say, like, first thing, I forget if I mentioned this last time. I freaking love the angle of starting Cell's analysis as a freaking horror movie teaser, essentially.
That was good.
A horror monster. That's very good writing.
I think they perfectly captured Cell as a character and what makes him one of, if not the most beloved among the fandom Dragon Ball villain. And they go all in on what made him so terrifying with his appearance, as he wasn't as much of a full character yet, as he was a force of nature, a predator hunting down its prey relentlessly in the pursuit of strength, for one-track mind only to seek its perfection. And the fact that they added some analogy with like Cell's constant evolution and pursuit of strength and power, being its Saiyan genes kicking in more and more as it grew, I think is brilliant writing. And perfectly captures what, to me, makes Cell my favorite Dragon Ball villain, without very much competition either.
There you go.
So, yeah, I gotta agree with Koto on that. People often forget that Cell started off as a horror monster. His presence was completely different back then to when he first showed up compared to what he ultimately became. And the idea of starting off with, okay, well, we've introduced almost every corner of the Dragon Ball characters, from humble beginnings, from tragic beginnings, from evil beginnings. We've covered near the damn whole spectrum of Dragon Ball as a franchise, that starting with Cell being this monster that kills people by drinking them to death, and
Gross.
telling us that his ultimate, very gross, and ultimately telling us that, oh, well, my actual goal is I need to get stronger by absorbing what I guess you may call my sister and brother, in a creepy, very weird term. Yeah, exactly. I mean, then obviously having that build up to when he does become perfect it's very well done. I love that detail, and it kind of makes me wish that, man, if Perfect Cell didn't exist, how cool would this matchup have been if it was just Imperfect Cell fighting Metal? Because then you have essentially two creations that are viewed from different spectacles of lenses.
Legitimately, I think this matchup is a genius one, as I basically re-got myself back into Dragon Ball after kind of distancing myself from the series for a bit because of some unfortunate reasons I won't discuss that is completely unrelated to versus. ZDogg probably knows what I'm talking about.
I do.
And then reinvigorating my love for Sonic. Not that I ever fell off of the series, just more so the same love I had for it when I was just playing Sonic Rush and Sonic and the Secret Ways as when I was like 7 till 10. And just the sheer and these two characters are actually a big part of why, and that's when I started loving the matchup, because the whole comparisons of how they start off as these cold monsters only dedicating themselves to one purpose, only for as they evolve they gain more and more personality, pride, thought, to the point where they become so much like the ones they were trying to copy, it leads to their constant down.
Yeah,
I think it's such a thematic level, just no pun intended, perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good way to describe it, though.
It is. It very much
Okay,
is.
not.
And again, I also want to praise Galaxy Max for his editing on this, because this was him and not DJ.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah,
again,
went
he
off on it
cooks.
with
Yeah,
that.
he
Like,
did.
goodness.
I also got to praise him for using a mixture of both the Kai footage and the Orange Brick, because that is something, again, if you're not a diehard Dragon Ball fan, you can hardly tell the difference, but for every Dragon Ball related fight they've done, they've always used either the Orange Brick or the Kai, because spoiler alert, owning Dragon Ball Z on Blu-ray and DVD gives very mixed quality when you're trying to use footage of it for a video. It's not the best. So I do appreciate that he didn't just use Orange Brick, because Orange Brick Dragon Ball Z is not the best to use in terms of video clips.
Right. Yeah.
But man.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I definitely like think it's a good, like, English. Like, there's just a lot of cool edits in here. Like, obviously not just in both analyses, but like, again, just I feel like they've just gotten editing down to a science by now.
Yeah.
Like with how much they
Yeah,
do, and it could really.
There,
Oh God,
there is there is something. So there is something that kind of puts this, and I did see some people come out and say this. There is something about the way this episode is written and edited that kind of makes it seem like, okay, it's almost like, okay, I don't mean this as a diss. It's coming from a genuine place, but it almost feels like Ichigo versus Yusuke was kind of the appetizer in terms of what they were wanting to sink their teeth into for writing the characters' introductions, covering their overall story abilities, and then Galaxy Max cooking with the editing. Something about this just feels more different but a good difference and more of an improvement over
Like
the
it
last
feels-
episode.
Like it feels grander. Is that a good way to?
Oh,
I
think
definitely
that
feel like
genuinely-
grander is, grander is the appropriate term. You hit the nail right on the head.
I
with
think
what I
that
was trying to
has
say.
to come due to the fact of like behind the scenes, Aim's thing, where Ichigo Yusuke was basically done and written entirely by like a few people. And was just a few people's thing, where the entire team, ever since talked about on DBcast, was like, yeah, we need to do this. We need to do this. And I think the whole love labor from several people is the reason why this came out as great as it was. Nothing against Ichigo Yusuke and how it turned out, but more this was the combined passion of several parties that all wanted to pull this off. Which we did all this without even glazing Metal's analysis.
No, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
transitioning over to metal.
Metal's is so good. Again, like freaking. Again, well, first things first, of course. Edit. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again.
Yeah.
So. No,
Dude,
whatever.
the edit with
Like-
the Metal holding up the Metal virus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
so freaking clean, dude.
The
And-
motion
oh my
graphics,
God.
very great.
And can I say, just related to that panel, I think that might be the most single heart-wrenching moment in the entirety of the Metal Virus arc to me, which I know is a
That's been
hot
a lot.
take, but just, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The fact you can get that much emotion and just sheer hatred out of something within a comic style with a character not speaking a single word. As the whole reason he was doing this was as if to confirm, am I really who I think I am, or am I just the inferior copy? Which I think speaks so much to Metal's character, and the fact they used this as a way of speaking up about how Metal is just someone who constantly improves and copies in order as his psyche is degrading to the point where he thinks he's the original. I think it's very appropriate because
It is.
I think this whole thing, the whole analysis, I think is structured phenomenally. From Metal just simply being, he was made with the sole purpose of surpassing Sonic, and only to end with him not only believing he was Sonic, but then copying things from everyone else and adding them to his personality, which it's unlike in the case of Cell, where it says it ultimately leads to his downfall. It led to him becoming even more dangerous, which
I do want to say, as much as I loved how Cells came off from a horror perspective to a then grand perspective, I very much love that Metal starts off as a mistaken identity crisis, ultimately ending on a more kind of not bitter, but it's definitely more of a thriller style where you almost feel like, wait a minute, I never thought of it like that, with them pointing out that what if Metal really has been playing a different role all along? What if he's just been waiting, biding his time, making people believe that he's just a simple robot that only follows orders, but in reality there's some kind of evil machinations going on in his mind that he wants to achieve. Like maybe there'll come a day where he'll overthrow his father and it'll be the reign of Metal.
Legitimately, I want to reiterate on that by bringing up, I think Metal's analysis, to me, as of this moment, has the single best ending line in any Death Battle analysis in years.
Yeah.
I was just gonna comment on that
his
myself.
ability to lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I talked over it. So Yeah, freaking that last line of his analysis is probably one of my favorites they've ever written because, like, not only does it sound like, I think it's a good like you said I like maybe Metal's just waiting to overturn like Eggman, but also just in general that's just such a cool line. Like
It is.
it just sounds so cool. So like props to whoever did that.
And I want to bring something up. Metal nowadays in his base form is characterized as not being able to talk, despite the fact he's been able to talk in his base form a while. And Eggman never removed that ability to talk explicitly, just took out his rebellious side. So it's almost as if he's silent and by choice in his base form, as if to not let people know what's going on in his shell of a head. And that, I think, just adds to the whole ability to
I was going to say, I'm going to let Koto finish, and then I kind of want to transition to BrobusCast, because he's got something to say, I know. No, it's okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, am I going?
Oh, Koto.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. I guess you're going.
Yeah, I literally just finished my thought.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, bro, you go.
So I guess I'm gonna have to be the odd one out then.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold up. Okay, hold up. Let me clarify.
Holding up. Clarifying.
I do like the way that, like, okay. How do I put this? I think what they were trying to do, I get it, I understand, and I do think the last line is that it does go hard. I do agree. My thing is that it's based off of basically nothing. Like it's based off, like, I think a lot of it is based off of this like popular idea and this like hope that Metal will again become like his own villain, and I get that, but again, it's not really based on anything. It's based on this like hope, not anything actually put into, and not something actually put into canon. Like, okay, I know people are gonna comment like there's a rival interaction between Metal and Sage, where Sage points out that your rebelliousness should have been patched out or whatever, kind of implying that there's something there. But then there's another interaction between Metal and Eggman where Eggman theorizes that it's the Donpa like setting up like that sort of competition, that sort of rivalry, and Metal's just kind of going along with it, and now Eggman is too. So like the rival interactions in Crossworlds, like they're interesting, but they don't really like.
Yeah.
They're not really. They don't really add a whole lot to canon. They're just fun little pieces of dialogue. Because Crossworlds doesn't really have much.
I don't think anyone's ready to accept Big the Cat being the strongest character based off of that.
Yeah. Big the Cat has such a preference, he scares Zavok. That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
You're bugging.
No, but continue.
No, but it's interesting because, like, even in, like, IDW, like, Metal gets upgraded to Neo Metal Sonic once again, and he's able to talk, and even then, he's still, making notes that he is loyal to the Eggman Empire. He's taking over the Empire for Eggman because Eggman wasn't presently available at the time. And by that I mean he had disappeared off the face of the planet, got amnesia. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Mr. Tinkerer, my goat.
Yeah. But no, even with...
Legit, I still think it's hilarious that the one thing that snapped him out of his amnesia was the fact that he just cared for Metal so much and wanted to repair him.
But no, I don't know. I don't mind the idea of people wanting to see Metal become his own character, separate from Eggman once again, like he was in Heroes. I don't mind that. I'm not personally attached to the idea, but if it happens, then whatever. I am not going to say no to Metal getting the spotlight as a major villain again. Um, but I feel like this is something that could be kept out of an analysis like this. Especially when it's especially when it is like borderline baseless. It just feels
almost like a fan theory.
Yeah, it feels like they're implementing a fan theory, which is like fine, like, but I don't know. It feels off.
It's why they said maybe. But how I see it is more so they just did their own character analysis and are coming to their own conclusions, similar to how they do with the stats and stuff. This is why I liked it so much. Despite not being explicitly canon, it felt more like they were doing their own study and analysis of the character alongside the stats they bring, which really made it feel like they're going into their sheer love and passion for the analysis of his character, which is something that I love from Death Battle. Not just seeing how strong my favorites are or seeing them use their flashy abilities, but seeing just the sheer love and passion for characters that I also enjoy being shared by other people.
I know, and I get that.
It's a preference thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's just my thing.
I understand if it doesn't vibe with others.
Yeah, it's my thing is that it's baseless. Like we actually have evidence to the contrary is my problem.
Yeah.
Yes, I.
Like
so I guess
again, it by itself isn't necessarily like a problem for me, and I do think the way they deliver a lot of their stuff is really good. But yeah.
No.
I definitely I think my main issue is that they end it with that. Like they probably could have saved that. Like I don't know. Like they've talked about like fan theories and fan fiction stuff before.
Cough cough SpongeBob.
Yeah, exactly.
Cough Jason versus Michael.
Yeah. But they don't.
To be fair, the Jason Michael was actually part of the discussion and debate because of.
Right, but it was never. So what I'm driving at is very much like what Bro is saying. The stuff in Jason Michael that they brought up was never confirmed. It's always just been a fan theory that even the studios buy into and kind of give tribute to. So that kind of feels like maybe Death Battle saw that theory on what if all this time Metal's just been biding his time and he's been waiting for the big oaf that is his father to either disappear or maybe when he's had enough, take over the Empire. It definitely feels like they ran across that, but it feels that maybe they went down that road is because they had to make it so different than Metal's original episode.
The difference is
that's completely fair.
The difference this time is that a lot of the other times they bring up this kind of stuff, it's more offhanded. It doesn't actually mean anything. It's just kind of like a, you know?
Like it's never at the focal center.
This time, like to put it a little bluntly, this time it kind of feels like, hey Sega, maybe you want to listen to us on this one for a second. And it's like,
I mean, they literally did that last year, so
they did, but they were. I
don't know.
They were at
feels,
least.
No.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't care for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, that is fair. I was gonna say real quick. I mean, I do agree with you and Koto. You're both making strong cases that it does come off as very unsubtle. Almost like, they are trying to tell Sega, hey, we've got some ideas, maybe you wanna pitch in, you wanna take that idea, use it. It feels like they're channeling their inner fanboy, which I guess that's another reason why this is a love it or hate it way to end Metal's analysis for a conclusion, is it feels like this was written by fans who had an idea of Metal all this time and they wanted to get it out to the general public, so they included it in this. I mean, you know, your only mate, when I was watching the lads, he brought up that he would have preferred that they end Cell's analysis by referencing the whole, oh, he pushed Gohan to go further beyond. I'm paraphrasing and simplifying it,
Right.
due to my own loopiness right now. But anyway, besides that, there is that sense that I can see what you're talking about, that, you know, the Dragon Ball stuff ends the way, okay, yeah, it tells the story of Cell. It ends the way his story concluded in canon. There's no, what's the word? It doesn't feel like we're divulging from a different track. It feels like we're staying on the path that is laid out before us, but when we get to Metal, it almost feels like, okay, now we're going to go off track, and we're kind of just going to get to our own finish line instead of the official finish line that is right there for Metal.
And it's
To be fair, Metal himself doesn't have a finish line other than the fact that, I mean, and I
He's
say
been
this with the
lobotomized.
absolute most affection. He is like the series' biggest chopper right now.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
he's not even wrong.
bring up
The-
the
no, he's
Sonic
not.
and
That's
DC
why I'm
crossover.
laughing. That's why I'm laughing. Is he's not wrong. And I was gonna say, if Sonic
This dude-
4 is gonna
this
be
dude Metal
anything to
loses
go
to-
off of,
This dude Metal loses.
Like,
Look, I'll glaze Metal Sonic to the Kingdom Come, but this dude loses to everybody.
it's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bro
fucking big.
lost by getting hit by Batman's motorcycle in the
Oh.
DC Sonic
Oh.
crossover.
Well, that's because nobody beats Batman except a few
Okay.
characters. But shut up.
Nobody beats Batman in a crossover. But
Yeah,
still.
exactly. Nobody beats Batman in a crossover. Thank you.
Anyway, I will say,
Yeah.
to kind of continue my point, it's actually funny you brought this up, Richard, with the Dragon Ball side. I know people are they're gonna hear all this and be like, hey, but didn't Cell's analysis end with the possibility of him being rebuilt or something? And I'm like, yeah, because technically it kind of did happen. That's the
Yes.
whole point
Yeah.
of Cell Max.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Cell
yeah,
Max
Cell Max.
immediately jumped to Gohan being like, hey, let me try this out.
Okay, Cell Max is literally, and again, it's my turn to be blunt. Cell Max was literally Toriyama ripping himself off and just redoing the end of the Cell arc because again, if you look into the Dragon Ball superhero movie, it wasn't supposed to go the way it went, so it almost feels like, okay, well, if I'm gonna include Gohan, if I'm gonna include the idea of Cell being brought back, I'm just gonna do what I already did over 30 years ago.
Yeah, but
It's
but no,
really
what-
funny when you look at superhero because it literally is, okay, Gohan actually he needs to train. Oh, there's two androids. Okay, the androids themselves aren't big enough threats, and they eventually join the heroes.
And then
one
one
of
of
the
them
androids
dies.
Yeah, one of them fucking dies. No, but
and Cell Max is brought in because we need a bigger villain.
yes,
No, my-
so again,
my
there-
point is,
God.
both analyses end on somewhat of a hypothetical. The difference,
except one
the
isn't a
difference-
hypothetical.
yeah, the difference is that one of them isn't really a hypothetical. It did yeah, Cell could be rebuilt. Yeah, he could. Hence, Cell Max.
And he came back as Cell without any of the aura.
Metal, on the other hand, is brought up as purely hypothetical based on absolutely freaking nothing.
No, and
so-
unless this actually happens in something Sonic related, released and officiated by Sega, I can't see that dating this episode ever so slightly if you put it under a microscope.
Why do y'all say this and that snap?
Sega, make a silver game and make Sage and Metal the antagonists. Play
For the
it.
record,
That also works. I'm also okay with that.
for the record, that aside,
Yeah.
I do agree Metal's analysis is really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Both analyses are just very well done. Like we said before, it just captures like all sides of the characters really well with some very nice stuff.
yeah.
And also, shitting on Charmy and Chaozu and the Obama edit made me laugh.
Oh my! I just want. Oh, I didn't even mention the fandom jokes of both sides. Like legitimately. I think this was one of the episodes where I think it most leaned into like fandom jokes and memes without being completely distracting and taking away from the characters. First, from the whole thing of wow, Vegeta really drops a lot to be. You're really beat by Charmy of all characters, as well as a few Team 4-Star references and oh, you mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Okay, real quick. I know a lot of this goes into voice acting, but I know most people wanted a certain Team 4-Star actor to be in this in some shape or form. But having a reference to Team 4-Star Bridge Cell in the opening analysis, going over his, his layout and everything, I feel like that was a nice little compromise.
Yeah, no,
because
legitimately.
Especially when it's followed up by likes Kermit.
Yeah, no, legitimately. They perfectly crossed over a reference to Team 4-Star and Devil Artemis at the same time, without it being intrusive lightest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it is.
The best way to write fandom jokes and just do it in a way where it's not intrusive, but for those who know, they know and will appreciate it.
They can do the pointing thing like, oh, I know that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Insert me and ZDogg pointing Jack here.
It's literally just okay. Be subtle about it, and then we can just go Leonardo DiCaprio point meme instead of the "oh, I clapped, it was something I recognized" meme from Red Letter Media.
That's good. Also, one more thing. But I assume one more thing before we move on. On the topic of funny things in the analysis slide, I freaking love the Metal Sonic. Like, hate Sonic,
Yes.
Sonic.
Going
off screen.
It goes off screen. That's so funny.
Hey guys, I think Metal may hate Sonic.
Nah.
My loathsome copy. Bro hates Sonic so much he literally gaslit himself into thinking he was the original Sonic. Just so he can insult Sonic. As well as the fact that he hates him so much, in his first appearance, he literally killed himself, saying there can only be one Sonic because he refused Sonic's help.
There is not a robotic. There is no robotic licensed therapist in this world that can analyze metal.
Nah.
Oh no, there is. It's Sage. It's just he doesn't want to help. She can make him worse.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You don't want.
Yeah. Hey, so how about that animation?
Bruh.
Okay, before we talk about the animation itself, I think we should bring up the elephant in the room.
I really didn't want to. Okay.
Oh my gosh, they not us. Yeah, we all knew Devil Artemis was gonna voice Cell, but voicing Metal too.
Well, that's for the voice act. Well, I don't know, bro. Do we mix it in since it's?
I don't freaking care.
Okay, break tradition, I guess.
Sorry. But oh my, because I'm gonna be real. I think we have so much to talk about how good the animation is, especially if you guys didn't know, this matchup was in my top 10 most wanted, so that's why I'm gushing about it as much as I am.
Just keeping it to animation, trying to bring it back around to tradition. Okay. So I was afraid you were going to talk about the other elephant in the room, which I kind of don't want to talk about it because we talked about it in the last episode. It's been said, it's been done, and I kind of don't want to have bitterness or negativity when it comes to the fact that.
Okay, then let's. You know what? You don't want to talk about it, then let's just not. Hey, this animation kind of rules.
Yes, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, bro.
This was the perfect way. Hey, I'm not intending to do this. I'm not intending to do this. This is perfect. It's rooted in my
it's
vocabulary.
It's natural when it comes to this matchup. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, it is a
God.
great. It is a great. It's a great way to show that maybe, just maybe, if Devil Artemis will come back, this is what I like to imagine he'll bring back to the table should Death Battle get in contact with him again, because
I doubt that he's gonna be gone for good, as he decided to step away on his own terms, and said he is interested in coming back. He just wants to do his own thing for a while, separate from Death Battle.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah. So,
and let's just leave it off there without discussing the actual drama behind it.
Yeah, no, so, okay, well, let me put a highlight, because not a lot of people are giving the dues, which is understandable, because not many people know this. They just go to Devil Artemis, but, you know, props and shout-outs to Moro, you know, the GOAT, and Duvad. Duvad is back for the first time since Goku vs. Superman 3 was his last episode he was involved in.
Jesus.
So welcome back, Duvad.
Yeah, freaking all three of them freaking killed it. My goodness.
Yeah, no.
So actually, thanks to Devil, we actually know who animated what. So I kind of want to go. I kind of want to go set by set.
Yeah.
If that's all right.
Yeah. No. Go ahead, man.
Go ahead. That might be a good way to narrow down specific details and stuff of what we loved about the episode.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So first part, this was Duvad's part. It's the beginning of the fight up until the Metal Overlord transformation. And this entire part serves to do is kind of just beat the shit out of Metal.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
I love that.
I know a lot of people were fearing with this episode that this was just gonna, given how the matchup just rise in popularity as people start glazing Metal, people were fearing that Cell was gonna get overshadowed.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna say it outright. I felt for a long part of the animation, Cell was in complete control, and he wasn't bothered. He was whipping back, and also, can we just talk about the brilliance of him hitting Metal, who is infamous for being a jobber, with a combo of Dragon Ball's biggest jobber, or before simply dropping one of Vegeta's most iconic lines.
Okay, so I do want to say, like, to add on to it, this is probably the most balanced animation for representing two combatants that I've ever seen in a while. So okay, but also fun fact, because Duvad mentioned this on Twitter. Would you believe me if I told you that Duvad said that his portion when he was animating it? Would you believe me if I told you he had rust?
No,
because he hadn't done an animation in a minute. So
I think Duvad is a great animator, a phenomenal animator.
He is, but I'm just saying it's like,
I can see it being rusty because I've seen Bros peaks, and even if I think this is really, really good, if he doesn't think this matches his higher standards, then I completely believe it, knowing what that man is capable of at his best.
I think that's his way of just being humble by saying, I was a bit rusty. I mean, but, thanks to Devil and Moro for kind of getting me back into the sack of things. I do want to just say that, Devil...
It's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of neat, I guess. I'm a little rusty, but I think it's not alright. And he literally just drops like peak fiction.
Exactly. I'm like, if this is you, okay. To very much go on Luis. If this is you, Rusty, what are you gonna be like when you actually commit, my guy?
Yep.
Every artist is their own worst criticizer.
Yeah.
I know from harsh experience. Like, legitimately, the other week I was doing stuff. I was like, okay, this is kind of trash. I'm sorry. And Z was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I could. Yep. I was gonna say, like, bruh, Come on. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I could make a joke here, but
no,
I won't.
no, but okay, just going back, just going back to the beginning portion. I do appreciate how, because again, I've seen many people say, "Oh, this has to take place after or before, or maybe an alternate point from Eggman versus Bowser." But I do like how, okay, Cell does his thing, and Metal's just like, "Okay, here I am, let's dance."
Legitimately,
Here I
something
am.
I want to
Here I am.
bring
Now
up
you die.
for this. That I honestly want to give big props for Death Battle for sheer creativity. It's the fact that this doesn't begin in the Cell arena with Metal being like, "Yeah, I know I'm gonna throw hands." It's more or less like I can Cell it attacks the Eggman Empire, or when they're just doing their thing, seeking out the strongest fighter just because of his internal drive, and Metal just is like, "Oh no, oh look, fresh bio data," and just immediately shows up without even being prompted, as he's showing up in the middle of Cell talking.
Yep.
And it just feels like such a unique and natural fit that isn't just the same setup everybody uses for any Cell fight ever. Because name a Cell fight that doesn't, in terms of the versus fandom, that didn't start in the middle of the Cell games.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, it is a very nice, fresh take. Like, it's a nice, fresh take right to most Cell fights, and it also makes sense. But, obviously, but not skipping ahead, but, well, not that it doesn't appear in this fight, but,
I mean, you can't do a Cell fight without the Cell arena.
It's required.
Yeah.
Almost.
It is.
Yeah. It's, it's nice that they supported it.
Yes, and I do like the idea that this is taking place during the Cell games. I also, I want to just say, like, Cell literally did his thing, and this is what I love. He's kicking the shit out of Neo Metal, and he's actually using techniques that we haven't seen in Dragon Ball before. I'm sorry, we haven't seen in Dragon Ball Death Battles before.
Yeah,
like,
legit.
Yeah, like the multiform.
He uses the multiform. He uses the special beam cannon, and like Koto referenced.
Give us Piccolo or Gohan.
I was literally just about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, go either Piccolo or Gohan or gotta be next Death Battle. Come on. But anyway, I also appreciate that. Yeah, he hits him with what I like to call the Vegeta back combo. And then I just want to say, Duvod, man, I get it. I understand. If you feel like you're rusty, that's fine. But my guy, I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't seem rusty at all.
It's so smooth. Like, and it looks so cool.
It does. I almost thought that it was Devil. Like, that's the craziest thing. Devil and Duvod kind of have a similar style, to where I can't tell if it's them unless Devil points it out to me.
Yeah. And if we're just talking about like that segment, I want to give props on the scripting, because I brought up the reference with as a machine such as yourself feel fear, but I think that leads perfectly into references. I know some people don't care for references, but to me it's all about how it's scripted, and how this was scripted was phenomenal. With going from one thing only for Metal to take the spotlight with his "not anymore" line. I'm from Heroes, which
I also want to say Black Shield getting in here was awesome.
And then getting destroyed. That's new.
Yeah, and then getting destroyed. It would. By the way, it kind of almost made me not be able to look at this scene again. I believe it was Red Runner, or it was someone's reaction where Metal is in the Black Shield, and then somebody just said, "In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight."
I think it's especially fun.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I think
Yeah.
especially fun
It's
that
alright.
the special beam cannon was used because the whole purpose of the special beam cannon is to break past and pierce through defenses, which is why it ignores durability in the
Yeah.
Dragon Ball game. And
Yes,
I just want to
also-
throw up editor
Oh.
or whoever's editing this, throw up this specific art that I'm talking about. A good friend of mine actually predicted this exact scene with 3 image doubles beating on the shield while one of them is throwing back a special beam cannon to pierce through it. Shout out to my goat, Sun Mellows. Those y'all watching should go calm her.
Yeah, go calm Eves now.
Yeah, I also want to say that, Sal, that's bullshit. It takes 5 minutes to charge the special beam cannon. That shit doesn't just fire automatically. You freaking
Well,
cheater.
that's why he was using the 3 as a distraction.
I was gonna say
And-
he was charging in the background. He's been on the
Yeah.
time.
True that. But yeah.
Also, this is a thing that happens throughout the fight occasionally, but the sort of like effect on Metal's eyes when he's getting
Yeah.
the shit beat out of him.
Yeah,
It's like they're glitching out. I think that's pretty cool.
that is a great detail.
I like it.
Eggman, why'd you give me pain receptors?
It's just also another detail I want to mention. I love the speed blitzing. I really love the speed blitzing effects. It just does a great job to show that this is not going in Metal's favor so far.
Yeah.
Something I want to point out, which isn't going to be the only time I'll say this, but throughout the whole fight, I think this is the one of 2 episodes that I feel the most accurately captures Dragon Ball's combat and choreography, more so than any other Dragon Ball episode, aside from Roshi Jiraiya, which I also feel is the best showing of Naruto's choreography, but especially early Dragon Ball choreography Edge more than anything else, which I think is perfectly balanced with some of the best of plays of like Sonicisms, which I think leans into both of Metal and Cell perfectly throwing out stuff you'll see from both of the characters that all of them have copied, including specific references that I'll name out as time goes on.
Speaking of throwing out, you want to get us into part 2?
Yes, let's do that.
Which
All right, well,
part-
I do want to.
Go
I
ahead.
do want to say though, freaking, because I mean it leads into it, but like, man, the freaking Overlord transformation looks so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. So
I know it's not in the
one of my
preview.
favorite transformations of the entire show, and
Like,
I
it's
think
just
is
so
my favorite
terrifying.
transformation and done by a Sonic character of the show in general.
Okay, so now we're here now. Okay, so part 2 is the Overlord transformation up until just before the Super Neo transformation. And in case it wasn't really freaking obvious, this is Moro.
which I called. I knew it from the beginning that this was Moro's section because if you've seen his animations, you know that this dude loves the big scale stuff.
Yeah.
Not just that, but I think Moro has this specific form of lighting. He really loves
I
to
was gonna
show.
say that too.
That
Like
was clear with Metal
it's a-
Overlord transformation.
It is
Oh,
a
yeah.
dark color palette. You can definitely see that there is a slightly dark color palette when we get to the Metal Overlord section.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, on that note, Jesus Christ, Metal Overlord.
like,
Yeah.
it-
Honest, and going back to the not anymore bit, legitimately, it was as if a subtle way of not anymore, but as if Metal was saying, "Oh, I don't feel fear anymore," but do you? You by throwing it back at him by just Metal Sonic doing the most Metal Sonic thing and just aura farming over his opponent. Hey, which leads into legitimately the perfect usage of the Death Egg. The transformation didn't last long. It was unnecessary, and if anything, made Metal more of a bigger target, but he was just there to flex and aura farm on Cell, the way that the GOAT always does!
So, I do want to say, I really loved how Metal Overlord tries to turn the tables. He actually gets a couple of good hits in, but once again, I love that Cell was standing his ground, using the key barrier for the force field, and also he managed to dodge some of the projectiles until he got flung into Little Big Planet, which everybody mistakenly called it either the Death Star or the Death Egg.
Yeah, please ignore my dumbass thinking that was the Death Egg.
I was gonna say, like, I understand the confusion.
No, that was 100% Little Planet.
No, which freaking freaking.
It was even chained up.
Using...
I'm so mad at myself for not getting it.
Oh, it's okay.
Fine, though, it's fine. But no, freaking Cell using Little Planet as a freaking weapon is so fucking high. Like, my God, it's like just and like, you know, just get freaking throw a giant metallic planet at my foe. Where have I heard that one before in a Dragon Ball fight? And then freaking Overlord holding it back, like, come on, like.
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up. It's so cool.
Well, no, not even that. Him throwing the Death Egg at Metal Overlord is a great callback and reference to the Spirit Bomb, because that's essentially what he's doing. He's using his own interpretation of the Spirit Bomb to take down Metal Overlord.
Yeah.
Dude, that's great use.
And then, he really does just take Metal Overlord down that quick, huh?
Okay,
so real quick, comment on that. It is bizarre, especially since Metal Overlord is kind of like, he's not like the top dog of Metal's forms, but it's certainly up there. And if it was more played out, like in a more accurate way, Metal Overlord probably would have been enough to win, but he obviously didn't. But I know people are going to comment. People have made their criticisms about this part, particularly with how little Metal Overlord actually does. Here's my from a writing perspective, I get it. I think that's the thing. Everybody's viewing it from a writing perspective, and sure, it is odd that Metal Overlord doesn't do a whole lot when you look at it just like that. I prefer to look at it from an animator's perspective. Now, I know Moro is a crazy son of a bitch, but Metal Overlord is kind of a lot. So here's the thing. Here's something I don't think a lot of people know much about when it comes to just animation as a whole. Is that when you get like a 3D model with that looks like it has a bunch of moving parts. If it looks like it has a bunch of moving parts, it probably does.
If it doesn't look like it has a lot of moving parts, it actually does.
Yeah. So this actually is a bit of a history for me. So me and my friend Solid Storm, one of the OG hosts of this podcast, a while back, he was messing around with Source Filmmaker, and the two of us thought, it'd be cool. Let's take let's do like an Optimus versus Megatron thing and take the models from Fall of Cybertron, and kind of make something cool out of it, make like a render out of it. And I thought, that sounds cool. Obviously, he did most of the work. I did like a bunch of background, like post backgrounds and shit. But he did like a lot of the posing, and we learned the Optimus model was relatively straightforward. The Megatron model has every single piece of armor and spike and everything in between. It's its own like joint, and you have to move every single piece. This means
why?
Because Good question. I mean, that model transforms, so that's probably why. But
I guess.
But at the same
For
time,
some.
comparing that to like Metal Overlord, this probably like I'm gonna guess that, and this is also probably why a lot of Metal Overlord shots are in the dark, so you don't see a lot of it's like a shortcut. It's like every single bit of scrap metal on Metal Overlord is probably something that needed to be manipulated in some way.
Exactly.
It's not just it's not just, you know, there's a joint in the neck, there's a joint in the jaw, there's a joint like in the midsection and the shoulders, like you know where you would expect like human joints to be, except there's obviously more because he doesn't have legs. He doesn't have legs.
Those probably have 50 million in bones and joints in them on its own. That's not even talking about base Neo Metal's cape.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
There's just so many moving parts that you would never expect. That I think a lot of it was probably like Metal. Honestly, my opinion, Metal Overlord being here is purely a bonus. The fact that they were able to do it at all is honestly nothing short of a miracle. I personally, I love Metal Overlord. Okay.
Who doesn't?
But
Same.
I am perfectly willing. Like again, from a writing perspective, it is definitely weird. But at some point, you got to ask yourself: do you want what you got, or do you not want Metal Overlord at all?
Exactly.
I think sacrificing it being at the end of the fight versus everything with Neo and Super Neo that's coming up, I think it's a more than fair balance. So
yeah.
I think especially because part
fair...
of the reason why Sonic and Dragon Ball are just paired up as much as they are is because of that whole super versus super form action.
Yeah.
And what do you want? Do you want that, or do you want what is not only considered a weaker form, but also something that just doesn't have anywhere near as much?
Exactly.
Yes, I also want to say that, you know, it is a double-edged sword, like you said. I can imagine that there wasn't much that Moro could do with the limitations of Metal Overlord without exceeding what was probably their initial budget. So that is always something you have to remember, that because they're independent, they're operating on a limited budget of what is private to them and them alone. So the fact that they were able to get Metal Overlord in here at all, like BrobusCast said, is a miracle in and of itself. I do want to state that it wasn't completely wasted. I do feel like, it could have been more better implemented, but the fact that he was able to at least get one hit in on Cell, forcing Cell to take Little Planet and just get Metal away out of that form, that does count for something. I feel like that also just shows that, all right, Metal Overlord, he's got this, right? I mean, base Neo isn't doing much, so Metal Overlord's gonna take over. Nope. I mean, he gets a hit in, but which is more than freaking Neo got, because all Neo Metal could do was just electrocute Cell. That's it.
Yep.
So
that's a defensive measure.
Yes, it is a defensive measure, but I appreciate that. Okay, unlike other Dragon Ball fights, the sense of scale is always more bigger when you have a Dragon Ball character or a Sonic character. And, you know, on the topic of scale, I really like how Mora was able to perfectly capture that sense that, oh, Cell was kind of tiny compared to Metal Overlord. Very much more better than how Devil was able... Again, not his fault, but at the time, it wasn't perfectly conveyed when we had Frieza fighting Megatron. Because Frieza should have been very, very little in terms of scale, but it came off as, oh, they're almost the same size. But here, it's the complete opposite. I love that Cell has to use a big move to take down such a big opponent.
Legitimately, I'm just once again gonna reiterate. I think this captures Sonic and Dragon Ball with how they're shown to be in combat better than almost any episode. Because yeah, these characters are crazy powerful, but it's not often in fights they just casually just destroy planets' existence.
Koto, Koto, you're bugging out a little for us.
Oh,
It's good.
He was good for me.
apologies.
No, that's fine.
It's good for me. All right, yeah. Continue.
But yeah, something that Dragon Ball and Sonic are crazy powerful versus, but it's not often they just destroy planets and stuff just as side effects of their fight. And I feel like this one, more than most of Dragon Ball and Sonic's episodes, was able to capture the sheer scale of the two as they fought. Like, yeah, you could feel the power of them, but they didn't need to just casually just bust planets and stuff. I say as like Little Planet was destroyed.
Yeah.
This felt in line what you'd expect. Not, oh, the entire solar system's gone thanks to them fighting. But just, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
agree.
Nope.
I agree. It was nice nonetheless that we got Metal Overlord at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we really should start speeding this along. All right, so
Yeah, this has been
Um,
going almost 2 hours of us just gushing about this episode.
so
All right.
And I
Um,
apologize if me fanboying out about this hasn't helped.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's all
it's
good.
fine.
We're
All right.
gonna
so
go about it.
next
Yeah.
up, we're not at part 3 just yet. But
No.
we got
Yeah.
we're back to Neo Metal Sonic, and then Cell walking out of the fire and
Raw.
Yeah. All right.
transitioning
Moro,
between his different forms. Moro, are you
Yeah.
good?
I was gonna say.
Moro,
Oh.
calm down, man.
Yeah.
Just
Moro
Moro.
loves impact frames, does it? Or
Yeah.
indie
No,
frames.
oh, really? I couldn't have guessed that.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God, that was so cool. I loved that little detail of
Yeah.
of seeing each former form of Cell come out of the fire. You can tell that was hand drawn. Or it was so good.
You think
okay.
this is the same guy that animated it's Sans vs. Sonic for CFC?
All right. Anyway,
Oh God,
Um,
that's a reference.
Okay.
Anyway.
then Cell beats Metal again, and this time he does it in the exact same style that Super Shadow did to Supersonic in Sonic 3.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed.
but there's a caveat.
Never would have noticed that, but still cool.
And this,
Um,
and I think him beating him in the same style while claiming to be the ultimate life form is such a fun. If you catch it and you notice, then yeah, and
Yeah.
then just Metal being like, "Oh, you really are? No, oh, let me show you." Oh.
Yeah.
But still, before he does that, before he can pull off the time stop, Cell's just beating down on him.
Yeah,
Just
and
fun.
okay, let's get the obvious, the copy scene.
Yes.
Also, Moro. I don't know if it was Moro, whoever it was, but it's literally a quick blink and you miss it. But when he's copying Cell when time is frozen, he scans through three of the Dragon Ball characters. The first one is Tien, the second one is Piccolo, and the final one is Frieza.
There's also Goku. People
think
were
it's just
debating
Goku.
whether it was Krillin or Goku because
Yeah,
it seemed bold at first. But if you did the in between, you notice.
I'm pretty
it's
sure it's
Goku's
just
render
Goku, Tien,
from
and
Fighter.
Frieza.
Yeah.
I don't think Piccolo's here, but
I
No,
did
Yeah,
say
because
cape.
it was
The cape was
Goku's
Tien.
render.
Oh, okay. Well,
'Cause
yeah,
it was
he did work.
Goku's render from Fighters.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
all
okay.
of them are the fighter. I think all of them are the fighter renders, but either way.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Either way, and okay, so, well, Cell's been kicking Metal's ass throughout this entire animation. Well, guess what? Now the tables have turned.
Yep.
I
Well, not
wouldn't
quite-
even say
well, not quite
that
just yet.
Metal completely
No, not
he
no,
was
okay.
dogging on Cell. The two seemed fairly evenly matched for a bit.
but But no,
expand, BrobusCast.
Well, first we had to get Cell body slamming Metal Sonic with his regenerating arm.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, dude
And
takes
also-
his arm.
Oh, yeah, the Cell Meruem 1 minute melee reference. Especially as someone who doesn't hate that episode as much as most other people, but that could just be because I'm such a big Meruem glazer. Bro's my goat.
Yeah.
Anyway. And then this is when we get into part 3.
Yeah.
The Super Neo transformation all the way up to the end. This is Devil Artemis.
And it's so fucking cool.
And it is really freaking cool, yeah.
And
Yeah.
we all
Okay.
just agree it was such a unique thing showing that Metal copied Cell by doing Cell's iconic
I was gonna
pose.
say.
Yeah, there it is. Oh my god.
Doing the
We were all
pose is
expecting
so
Cell to
fucking
do it, but no,
good.
Metal does it just as a cheeky little way of saying, I know everything about you, but also, just going in to say, yeah, no, I know your weakness. I know how to kill you.
Yeah.
God, that's so fucking
it-
raw.
It's literally the rawest shot to start off this year. And oh man. And then again, and then it just transitions into, okay, now Cell is on the back foot. Both of them look like they're even in speed now, but no, Metal just blitzes him, very much like how Cell did in the beginning. And then, getting my favorite, one of my favorite moments is, well, if I can't beat him, let me overwhelm him with numbers, and we get the Cell Juniors.
And
But-
honestly, I think it is really fun because everyone was like, okay, when is he going to transform? Is he going to start off as Neo Metal or is he going to go in base? But then he decides to represent it by having the base for Metal Sonic be Neo Metal's equivalent.
Yeah,
Metal.
Metal literally just says, "Oh hey, I can do that too." In fact, it's now kind of my thing.
Okay. I will say my one nitpick with this fight. I kind of wish the little Metal Sonics was classic Metal Sonic just because of the whole.
Yeah.
Meh.
They're younger than them.
Yeah,
Literally, it's nothing. I just thought that would have been a cute detail. Either way, it's cool. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because I know a lot of people were, Koto just brought it up, but I'm gonna restate it. I'm gonna copy it, if you will. Yeah, I know people were talking about, like, is Metal gonna start off in base? Is he gonna start off in Neo? Because the thing is, despite what Bowser vs. Eggman showed, Neo Metal Sonic isn't necessarily a transformation; it's an upgrade. So
Kind of the same way that Cell can't really go from imperfect to perfect within a fight in most regards.
yeah.
No.
So, like, I mean, I don't hate what they did in Bowser vs. Eggman. We had to get base metal in there somewhere. And there was already a lot going on, so, like, let's just cheese it. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
But no, instead we got a little. So obviously we did start with Neo. So I know people are gonna be like, okay, fine. Like, I get it, but also meh. But I was like, hey, here's your base Metal Sonic representation. They're now his Cell Juniors, or I guess maybe Metal Juniors in this case.
Yeah, Metal Juniors.
No, I think that's a fun way to include him in the fight without overshadowing.
Yeah, especially because I am surprised they found a natural way to squeeze in Cell Juniors at all.
Yeah.
Because without it being intrusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes.
and then Metal gives Cell some PTSD.
Yeah.
I called it. I
I
fucking called it.
Which
I
You
is
were
called
oblivious
one.
we're gonna get a Team 4-star reference.
yeah,
in
which is
there.
not a Team 4-star reference, by the way.
No, it is
That
not. It is not a Team 4-star reference.
No, I'm talking more or in regards to Cell having PTSD about it.
I mean, I don't count it as I don't count it as that. I just count it as, okay, look.
Just go with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally just go with it. But yeah, no. I mean, it ends the way. This is literally my highlight. This is what I wanted, and they delivered, and here it is. Yeah, Metal using the Kokoho / Tri-Beam to put Cell down, and funny how it's not just done the same way, but it's also, oh crap, this Tri-Beam may actually be more powerful than Tien's base one, because it actually pushes Cell back down and destroys the Cell Juniors, and it also reduces Cell to, well, a Cell, temporarily.
Yeah, which is how they get in his super theme, or exactly like how he got it in normal from a Zenkai boost.
Yeah, I love that when Cell is he's almost destroyed, he comes back immediately, and now he's got super perfect Cell and the Zenkai boost.
Yeah.
And
then what might as well be like referencing. It's not obviously not a huge reference, but it might as well be referencing like old school Sonic fanfiction. Because like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's just have Metal fire a Kamehameha.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like, again, this is something like everyone who wanted the matchup like kind of expected to happen.
Yeah.
But holy shit, it's still so
And the way they
cool.
executed it was like, oh, I'm not even gonna give you the satisfaction of a beam struggle with if Metal pulling the thing, Cell did to Trunks on Cell.
Yeah.
If doing a surprise Frieza death beam through the chest.
God.
Yeah.
As well as, can we talk about perfect script integration? If I'm not just the strongest fighter in the universe, I am all of them.
Oh my god, all of them.
Yeah.
Only for if you are all of them, then so
Okay.
am I. Even though, Cell would have only heard, so am I.
Also, okay, Mate brought this up earlier, and it actually is pretty good. The two times that Cell has referred to Metal as a robot or puppet, and by the third time, him calling Metal a machine, knowing Metal's inferiority complex that he thinks he's the real Sonic, Mate pretty much said it beautifully. By that third time, Cell calls him a machine. At that point, Neo is just like, "Oh, shut the fuck up," and then just kills him.
Yeah.
Shut up! It's literally just him pulling a shadow. Shut up!
Yeah, rule of three, which, the death was cool. It's nice how it referenced Cell's actual death, but that's not the thing about the death I want to point out. The thing that Metal specifically uses to finish off Cell was the technique of a time traveler in order to defeat an android. Where does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
How poetic, if you will.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
One final
my
crush,
God.
and then I'll crush you, which is not a reference to Super Mario Bros. Z, you uncultured swines.
Yeah.
Metal himself says, "I'll crush you in Heroes." It can be a Mario Bros. Z reference, and if depending on the tone, but no, it was executed like Metal's "I'll crush you." So
Yeah.
it's just another song, right? As he literally crushes them.
Which
Yeah.
is such a good ending.
It is a good-
note. I love it.
And speaking of ending, man, they really called back to the last time Metal Sonic won a fight, huh?
Yeah, literally.
The beginning note, like, oops, well, that world's fucked. Bad.
We're bad.
Which I just want to
Callback,
imply, mention, and for the longest time we thought these were simulations. No, I think this is just canon evidence. The fights are real once again. And
There you
Wiz
go.
and Boomstick are somehow executed this fight happening. And within their
I mean, we definitely did lose a Dragon Ball adjacent universe. It's not so. I mean, but hey, that's happened twice now, which is hilarious. That actually no, it's happened like 3 times. I would say. But it is funny how that.
Because I mean, Beerus Galaxia.
Okay, 4 times.
Mhm.
4 times.
Okay.
Yeah. It is funny how this ends. It's just a good fuck yeah moment with
Yeah.
with Metal crushing the last cell.
Mhm.
Like, man,
That
this
single cluster of cells.
this entire climax is just hype as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It is.
The beam struggle, the effects look awesome. Everything looks
Yes.
awesome. You can feel the intensity of that beam struggle. And then again, I would, if you've seen my reaction, you'll know I freaking popped off.
Yes.
I did when he shoots him.
Yeah,
Legitimately,
my
I've wanted
gosh.
this fight for several years, and if you asked me what I wanted from this fight, well, I would nowadays just say, oh yeah, no, I got literally everything I wanted plus more.
There you go. Hell
Alright.
yeah.
I think this is easily my favorite Dragon Ball episode of the show. Oh, I mean, Trunk Silver competes with it, but in terms of just being a sheer Dragon Ball episode rather than Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I think this perfectly ties into it. Everything I love about Dragon Ball with my favorite Dragon Ball villain, and as well. Oh, alongside just, I mean, if you compete with Bowser versus Eggman for anything, I think it's a high freaking praise.
Yeah, you know you've done something right. You know.
I
Also-
legit don't know which episode I
Yeah.
like more.
Oh, that's. I mean, I have my biases, but
Yeah.
this is so freaking excellent, so freaking
Yeah.
cool.
Um,
Also, I do want to point something out of thought. You think Metal's final energy blast going out of the world? Do you think that's a Thor versus Vegeta reference?
No, it's not.
I would
That's
just
just
say
a
that's
classic Dragon Ball thing. That's just a classic.
I would say
Dragon
that.
Ball.
I would say that's just like a Vegeta reference with the Final Flash.
Okay.
That's my thing.
Okay,
No, that's just a classic Dragon Ball thing because it's not uncommon, especially in the Toei a additional content, whether it's movies or extra arcs, for a villain to be defeated and with a big blast that eclipses and goes outside of the planet.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I guess that's right. I don't know. I guess like seeing that blast, I was kind of getting Thor Vegeta flashbacks, honestly, and I'm okay with that.
That's fair. Also, the end analysis may be my favorite so far of the year.
Well, I mean, we've only had 2.
I know. That's why I said so far. Just, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No notes.
Honestly, I like the fact of not how I know it was kind of talked about with the whole categories thing, but which I think we don't really need to talk about as much. But you guys are the hosts. But I will say, I like how it kind of recaps the characters and how, by the very basis of the characters, it's only natural it would end up as the result that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I love the end analysis.
I do.
It's great.
But man, I guess Metal Sonic already got a win in someone else's episode, so they didn't have to give him the leisure of saying that he won his episode.
Absolutely. Oh, the irony. Man. Not bad.
Especially since this was his 4th episode!
My gosh. Yeah.
Metal Sonic,
Anyway.
let Blaze show up before you show up a 5th time to destroy Mechagodzilla. Because I know a lot of people want to see that now,
Well, there you go.
Anyway.
even after this.
Anyway, the voice acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can praise the voice.
Yeah,
So
we
it's-
all knew Devil
like-
Artemis was going to
so
voice Cell, right?
Yeah, so I guess it's just straight up Devil Artemis. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
We all
the
knew he
Devil
was going to
Artemis
voice
show.
Cell. And I think,
Yeah.
having watched various episodes of Cell Versus in the past, I think this was single-handedly, legitimately my favorite time he's ever voiced Cell.
Well,
he
yeah,
got
because
it
he's actually. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Perfect.
I'm not trying to diss, but he's like actually voicing Cell.
It's
It's
true.
like the only other time that he's voiced Cell as Cell and not his mascot slash Sona
Yeah.
was when to my memory was with Mr. Satan and that one. where he leaned all in on the horrifying aspects of Cell rather than the comedic aspects he came up with based off Team 4-Star. And legitimately, I think is my third favorite performance of a Dragon Ball character on the show, only topped by Kaiser Neko and Lani as Trunks and Vegeta in their most recent episode.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Taka may not have been able to voice Cell, but I think that was the best choice because, again, Devil just sounds more closer to Damien than Taka does. And I do appreciate, like BrobusCast said, I love that this actually felt like a Cell performance. It wasn't a Devil Artemis Cell. It was Devil Artemis embodying Damien's performance while also his own mannerisms are felt in there as well.
Yeah. And
then Metal Sonic. What a surprise! Double Artemis again.
Why is he voicing Metal Sonic? I know why, but why?
Yeah, no, they kind of explained why, but
I'm okay with it.
I had no problem with him voicing Metal. I'm
surprised, even without the filter, how much he actually sounded like Metal's Heroes performance. And then with the filter, that's just Metal Sonic. I actually think I like his Metal Sonic in this episode more than his Cell, which is really saying something. That's not even the hot take I've been storing up about this episode.
Okay, well, I honestly definitely think this episode's like squashed any like worry I had about like him voicing Metal or skepticism. Like, 'cause, like when we heard he was voicing it, like interesting choice. I'm curious, and like I definitely think he provided with with his performance. Like, my gosh, like again, just like somebody freaking cool and like perfect deliverances. Especially, again, well, I mean, the "I'll crush you" is like perfect, but again, when he transforms into Super Neo, that line
not anymore
is just so good. Like that feels. You
could legit tell me that just took voice clips from Metal from Heroes, and I believe you. That's how good I think it is.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's good. It's real good.
I especially love the delivery of, like, my favorite delivery from him, from Cell, is, tell me, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear? Like, he really was channeling. It felt like Devil was trying to channel that Vegeta arrogance through the voice. It wasn't just a line. It's like, no, he's actually trying to nail the mannerisms of Vegeta. And then, of course, from Metal, it's, if you are all of them, then so am I line.
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to, like, I know we also gave shout out to before, but man, like, that final, like, I am not
not just the greatest warrior in the universe.
Warrior. Exactly. Like, that line is chills. Like, that is so well delivered.
And then Cell got out auraed from that line.
Yeah, he did.
A little boost.
Because after all, Metal Sonic, if he's not known for jobbing, he is known for being the most unnecessary aura farmer in the entire series. Heck, maybe we should have put Metal Sonic up against Piccolo. Instead.
The ultimate aura. Yeah.
Throw in Meta Knight and make it a battle royale at that point.
There you go. Yeah. Bro, do you have any notes on the voice acting out of curiosity?
No.
Okay. Well, that was easy. All right. Well, I guess, unless there's anything else to say,
I guess the only thing I can say is Cell, when Metal's performing the tri-beams, just goes, "Don't you dare."
Yeah. perfect. No pun intended, but just absolutely perfect delivery.
How many times have we said perfect without intending to be a reference to ourselves?
I don't
Yes,
know. I
next
don't know. Yes. Next question, exactly. But
Pop up the number, please.
No.
You're gonna
Next
have
question.
No.
I'll go through all of it anyway.
No.
No. I also just real quick. I do want to say I've said this before. I'll say it again. If there is a way to get B-roll footage of the actors,
Oh my god, I want it so bad. I
want to see.
That's like that's the main thing I've been wanting out of the membership content for so long. Like, I was like, oh my god, can we please get B-roll footage of the voice actors?
Yes. Exactly. Yes, I want it so bad because I want to see Devil talk to himself and see how he's like. Did he do all of the performances separately? Did he do them together? Like, how did he go about it?
Let's just
come
see
on.
what he was made of here.
Just come on, man, please.
Anyway.
One day.
Yeah. Anyway.
And now we have the music. Metal Cell.
Metal Cell.
Okay, I've been holding this in, but here's my hot take. I think this was I think Metal Cell was the best and closest any score death battle's done to sounding like an actual Bruce Faulconer Dragon Ball score.
Ooh.
And I think it is the only one that hits the same notes. Aaron cooked so hard.
Yeah,
it's solid.
I was gonna say like, I think it's good. I like it. Admittedly, I might have been hyping myself a little too much, thinking it would be a vocal track, but
Same.
Like, I definitely appreciate again like the Cell theme at the beginning.
Yeah, the Cell theme was great.
Yeah.
I
just think it's solid all throughout, and again, the little bit of All I'm Made Of at the end is just chef's kiss.
Literally, I didn't even catch that until I saw someone bring it up, and then I re-listened and rewatched it, and it kicks in specifically when after the time stop ends, which is legitimately clever.
Yeah. I did. I appreciated this episode very much. For its track. Is it my favorite track of the end of this year? Not really. Sorry. It's a great track. It's just I think it works better for the episode. For me personally, but I can't deny it is a dope sounding track. Again, Aaron cooked. What do you want me to say?
Legitimately, I think something Aaron has succeeded and is proving yet again with just his music in general is he's really good at making things sound like they come from the official theme, throwing in motifs, but twisting them on their head to make something original rather than outright relying on motifs more often than not. And that's something why I follow him as an artist on his own, as well as his own works outside. There's also other reasons, but at time and place.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree. It got the sound of Dragon Ball down pat, and yeah, I think it definitely works with the fight very well. So,
yeah,
I don't know if I'd call it my favorite, but of the independent era, but like, do you see the competition? Like, it has some steep ass competition, and that's just really it. But
I can agree to that. There is a lot of steep competition for this track.
Yes.
But that being said, it's still a great track, and yeah, I got nothing else to say on the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall thoughts. This episode was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Like again, not to beat a dead horse. This episode was legit the perfect send-off for Devil for now. Like, again, not saying he's gone forever. In terms of death battle, but I definitely think
he just has his own stuff he's working on for now.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
You know, for now, I think this was the best way to send him off because this episode slapped. The analyses are very well written. I love the fight so much. Like, I think like, our comps have proved that. But man, this fight just kicks ass, and yeah, everything's well written.
It does.
The voices are good. Yeah, no, I'm very, very satisfied with the end product here, and I couldn't be happier.
Same. I don't have any complaint or nitpick about it. I think it is a great episode. It's definitely in my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball related fights. It's not surpassing Goku versus Superman 3. Nothing is going to surpass that fight. But the fact that it managed to crawl to the top 5, I would actually say that I like this more than Frieza versus Megatron.
It's not really a hot take.
For me, it is. Because I remember being one of the people that tried to defend Frieza versus Megatron.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a solid episode. No, not solid. It's great. It's a great episode. And yeah, it is a good send off for Devil Artemis. He got to animate the episode. He actually he got to animate something that's like very unapologetically him. So
Yeah.
like if you're gonna send Devil Artemis off with anything, it has to be something involving Cell.
With our first and only 3D Sonic episode. How did it take so long? Like, actually?
Good question. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you want to see what Devil Artemis has been up to since he's not on Death Battle anymore, he actually just uploaded something he's been hyping up for a bit. Just uploaded Ippo versus Little Mac.
It was great. I loved it.
So
it looked nice.
yeah, it's solid. It's not as good as this, but it's solid.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, because I could lean a bit more into because we're talking about Death Battle, not
Little
Mac versus Ippo, which I have my own criticisms for.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout it out just because he's been hyping it up for a minute.
There you
go. So yeah, there you go. And yeah, that's gonna do it. I would say it's gonna be hard for them to top this, and then I literally said that in the official server, and someone behind the scenes was like challenge accepted, and I'm like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit from behind the scenes from an animator mutual who's actually working on Rise Bakugo, and they said that this is gonna surprise a lot of people with the end product.
Yeah. Well, I guess on that note,
yeah,
we can move swiftly onwards.
Next time on Death Battle.